In this question, we have to find out which of the following has no real roots. Right, we should know that for real roots, d has to be greater than or equal to 0. And for no real roots, in case of no real roots, d has to be less than 0. D is what? B square minus 4ac. So we can replace d as b square minus 4ac has to be less than 0. So we can check one by one. Let's say the first one. In this question, we know what is ABC. So let's plug in. B is minus 4. So minus 4 square minus 4 times A. A is 1. And C is this. That is 3 root 2. Now, if you find this value, this is 4 square. Minus 4 square is positive 16. Minus 4 into 3 is 12 times root 2. As to ascertain the value of this, we can plug in this root 2 as up to, say, 2 decimal place 1.41. 16 minus, if you multiply this number 1.41 with 12, you get 16.92. So this is the value of d, right? We are calculating the value of d here. Calculating the value of d. So here we get d as a negative value, right? Minus 0.92, which is less than 0. Right. So we were just looking for the one which has no real roots. No real roots means the value of d has to be less than 0. And in the first case only, that is this one only, in this case only, we find d as a negative, which is less than 0. And therefore, this is the correct answer. Right? The option A will be correct, as we are looking for the one which has no real roots, and no real root implies that the value of d has to be less than 0. So when calculating d in the first case, we saw that it is coming minus 0.92, which is less than 0.